I will explain the first material is a lesson plan of TYL. Now, the concept in the child-centered learning model mentioned Paul 2003. The first is noticing or notice. Noticing refers to children's ability to observe and be aware of their surroundings. Nah, dalam konteks pembelajaran ini dapat mendorong anak untuk aktif memperhatikan detail, pola, perbedaan, atau hal-hal menarik dalam lingkungan mereka. Guru juga dapat merangsang kemampuan ini dengan memberikan pengalaman langsung, pertanyaan terbuka, atau materi pembelajaran yang menarik minat anak. And the second is wanting. Wanting involves a child's intrinsic motivation to learn. This approach focuses on developing strong desires or interest in children. Jadi dalam pendekatan ini fokus pada pengembangan keinginan atau minat yang kuat dalam diri anak. Guru dapat membangkitkan keinginan ini dengan menggunakan materi pembelajaran yang relevan, menarik, atau berhubungan dengan minat dan kebutuhan anak. And the three is challenging or taking risk. This concept describes the importance of providing challenges that are appropriate to children's ability levels so that they can grow and develop themselves. Jadi, guru perlu menciptakan lingkungan belajar anak yang aman dan mendukung di mana anak merasa nyaman dan untuk mengambil resiko, mencoba hal-hal baru dan menghadapi tantangan dengan keyakinan. And the last is play or experiment. Play and experiment play an important role in children's learning. Jadi, dengan melalui bermain, anak-anak dapat bereksplorasi, mencoba ide-ide baru, membangun pemahaman, dan menggambarkan pemikiran mereka. Jadi, guru dapat menciptakan situasi bermain atau bereksperimen yang terstruktur untuk memfasilitasi pembelajaran anak-anak dengan cara yang menyenangkan dan interaktif. I think that's all for me.
Teacher-centered. This material discusses about the role of the teacher in the learning process, or the importance of the teacher role in formatting an effective learning environment. The first is we can plan a lesson carefully. So, as teacher, we must be able to explain the importance of careful learning planning. For example, curriculum design that considers student needs. The second is we can use time effectively. As teacher, we must have a strategy to optimize the effective use of time during learning. For example, allocate time for each part of learning wisely. The third is we can teach clearly and logically. So, teacher must know the importance of delivering learning material in a structured manner. For example, using teaching method that facilitates student understanding. The last is the children behave well and do not chat so much. So, as good teacher, we must know how to create an environment that supports positive behavior. For example, establishment of positive relationship between teacher and student. Then, reduce chatting. So, the strategy is to manage noise level in the classroom. For example, using interactive method that maintain student attention.
Okay, I will explain about child center. The first, the children enjoy themselves. Playing is a fine activity and is needed by children to develop socialism and creative. The second is they learn natural and actively. Children are natural learners. As learners, children will instinctively always explore and interact with their environment. Through exploration and interaction with the environment, they can learn from experience. One of the best ways for children to learn is through active interaction with their environment. The third, they are spontaneous. The characteristic of young children also tend to like to do or speak spontaneously. This is because your little one is still innocent as he is without any engineering. And the last, their eyes shine brightly. Okay, maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, what can go wrong in teaching young learners? The first one is we don't give the children space to notice. If we don't give enough time or opportunity for children to observe and understand the material, they may struggle to grasp concept well. The second one is they do what we want them to do. If we are too directive, children may just follow instructions without really trying to understand or explore on their own. The third one is they don't try for themselves. Children need to be given opportunities to experiment and try new things. If the teaching approach is too rigid, it can hinder the development of their creativity and independence. The fourth one is they don't experiment enough. If children experience failure without adequate support, this can be detrimental to their motivation and confidence. And the fifth one is they are unsuccessful. If children are unable to relay the information they are learning to previous experiences or knowledge, they may struggle to understand the content, the context, or relevance of what is being taught. And the last one is they don't make links. If learners struggle to connect new information with their existing knowledge, it can impede their overall understanding and retention of the material. Encouraging them to learn concepts can enhance comprehension. Okay, that's all from me.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Tridayanti. I will continue this material. For the next is about planning a lesson, yaitu tahap untuk menyiapkan materi yang akan diajarkan. Yang pertama itu ada preparation. Jadi preparation itu seperti kita menyiapkan diri atau mempersiapkan tahap persiapan. Yang kedua itu adalah familiar to unfamiliar. Yang ketiga varying the focus, artinya kita harus memvariasikan fokus yang akan ditujukan kepada materi yang akan kita ajarkan. Selanjutnya itu varying style atau gaya belajar yang akan diterapkan untuk mengajarkan materi kepada anak-anak. Dan yang terakhir adalah moving to the next target. That's all for me. Thank you.
Alright, thanks for the opportunity. So I will explain about teknik pengajaran for young learners. Okay. So the first is repetition. Jadi untuk teknik pengajaran yang learners, kita harus sering menggunakan teknik repetition. Because why? Karena repetition is so useful for young learners to remember the vocabulary atau kosakata yang sulit. Okay, the second is introducing new words. Jadi introducing new words adalah memperkenalkan kata-kata baru kepada students kita. Misalnya di dalam bag atau tas students ada berupa things atau benda-benda baru, maka kita bisa memperkenalkannya dengan kata bag or a pen or pencil or books and any more. So the third is introducing new patterns. Jadi introducing new patterns ini adalah memperkenalkan pola-pola baru. So student not boring atau bosan dengan kelas kita atau dalam pembelajaran kita, karena kita memperkenalkan pola-pola baru di dalam pembelajaran, seperti kita menselipkan dengan sing lagu ataukah picture atau audio visual for students selama pembelajaran. So the last is creating a niche. So jadi creating a niche atau membuat sebagai kebutuhan. Jadi kita membuat siswa kita atau yang learners ini bahwa in their mindset bahwa bahasa Inggris is a need for their. Jadi bahasa Inggris adalah kebutuhan untuk mereka. Misalnya contoh yang dapat kita lakukan yaitu ketika si students meminta tanda tangan atau assignment dari kita, biasakan mereka menggunakan use in English bahasa atau menggunakan bahasa Inggris sebelum meminta tanda tangan dari kita. So this is my explanation and thank you.
Okay, the next material is about organization. So the first one is one-to-one. This is the class for private ones, and these classes is often moved at a pace decided by the learner. The second one is in pair. So this is type of collaborative that involves students to working in pair to discuss the problem. The next one is in groups. This is the type of working in groups and having a collective goals. In specific tasks. The next is routines. So this is the instructions to guide the children's actions toward specific goals. Next is scoring. This is the type of giving the number for person assignment for specific task or assignment. And the last one is homework. So this is the activities to practice that assigned for student outside the classroom.
So thank you for the opportunity. Next is learning conditions. Learning conditions consist of first, plenty of exposure. The second is lots of repetition and routine. And the third is friendly environment. And the fourth is no compulsion of communication. So the communication is based on desire. And the fifth is unlimited time. And the last is parent and child do things together. Maybe that's all about learning conditions from young learners. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.